And good afternoon, good evening, and good morning for you around the world. We're doing a test broadcast on YouTube Live from LaBelle, Florida. Testing out a few new things here today. We're using a slow internet connection just to prove that you can broadcast live from YouTube with a very slow internet connection. Right now we're using a connection of about 230 or so kilobits per second. And the download is not that important, but it's about 1.5 megabits. But the upload one is the important one because YouTube requires usually about half a meg or 400 or 500 kilobits per second, and we're doing a little bit slower than that. In fact, we get a message when we use this slow speed that says recommend use a steady bit rate value of 400 kilobits per second. So we're a bit lower than that. And for those of you who may be interested, at least in Florida and probably other states, you can get a internet connection very inexpensively if you want to go with a low speed. And here in Florida, the slowest one we have in our area is about $11 a month. So anyway, this is just a way to show that just about anybody can broadcast video live, even with a slow internet speed. So sometimes the hype to get you to buy a very expensive internet connection is not necessarily needed. A lot of companies will tell you need X amount of speed to download YouTube videos or do various music things, but it's not necessarily true, as you will see here. Alright, so anyways, and we're also testing using a program called ManyCam, ManyCam. And the idea of ManyCam is that you can stream several cameras at the time, as well as do other features. And hello, Vinny and Drake. I just caught the comments in there. And anybody watching on YouTube, feel free to make some comments, have questions. And Vinny Bracco from Hawaii is very knowledgeable about all things digital, including YouTube and broadcasting, recording, and sound. So if you have any technical type of questions, Vinny will be your man. And Drake, pleasure to see you there, Drake Monest. Not sure where Drake is coming from. I am in Southwest Florida, in the small town of LaBelle, the county seat of Hendry County, and we are located midway between Lake Okeechobee, which is the second largest freshwater lake in the U.S., and the Gulf of Mexico. And so we can go to water if we travel 30 miles in either direction. Of course, the beaches would be 30 miles west of us in Fort Myers area. And Hendry County is the citrus capital of Florida. We have more citrus trees than any other area of Florida. And we compete, ironically, I'm not sure if ironically is the right word, with Brazil, who actually has the most citrus of anywhere. So we have processing plants here and lots of orange trees, a few grapefruit trees, and Brazil has even more. So we compete against them. Alright, so on with this thing, whatever we're doing here. Okay, so I was talking about ManyCam, and ManyCam allows you to do, like in this case I have the little squirrel down here, and I can move him around to different places on the screen. I can reduce the size of Mr. Squirrel and expand him and so forth. So we'll just put Mr. Squirrel there. And we can also change the photos. So there we've changed him to sitting on my knee eating a peanut. Yes, that's my knee. And here's a little more close-up picture of Mr. Squirrel eating a peanut on my knee. And changing animal forms, here's a picture of me with a horse that looks like a pygmy horse, but actually the horse is standing in a ditch and I'm standing above it. So the illusion is of a little tiny horse, but it's actually a quite full-size horse. That horse is named Helena. It belongs to a friend of mine. And Drake says, Comcast wants to be your one and only cable provider. Yeah, that's very true. They want to be the only one. They want you to buy everything from Comcast. I'm using a CenturyLink, which of course goes over the phone line. And to reiterate, I'm using a very slow connection, about 230 kilobits streaming up, which is very slow. Because typically most people, I'm guessing, have about a 1.5 meg upload, and especially in the United States. Now in other countries they would laugh at that because they have gigantic speeds uploading on the internet. But the United States, we are caught by the kind of monopolistic businesses that there's only a few of them that operate, and so they can pretty much tell us what they're going to give us and charge us as much as they want. So I'm experimenting with the lowest cost one I could find for $11 a month, including everything. And like I say, very slow upload speed. And it doesn't seem to affect me at all. I've been able to watch, and the download is about 1.5 megs, which is also slow. And I've been able to watch YouTube without any problem. I have had no problem with anything. You can notice a little bit of slowness, either switching websites or loading something that has a lot of stuff on it. Might take an extra second or so. But generally, there's nothing objectionable. I just have been able to watch pretty much any video I want without any problem at all. And even with lots of pages, tabs open, it still has not really messed up at all. So I would recommend those who want to save some money, try getting your lowest speed internet. Save considerable amount of money and see how that works for you. All right, back to ManyCam. Okay, another thing on ManyCam. Let's see here what we got hooked up here. You could put several cameras going. Now, I have not experimented with this yet, so you will be the guinea pigs out there in video land. Okay, I'm going to now load another camera, and let's just see how this works. And you can set the transitions to just a direct cut, or you can do a little transition. So here's a little transition. And let me move my screen down here. So that's obviously my onboard camera on the Dell computer. And it did get my CPU to go up a little bit. It was logging along at about 57% CPU. Now it's about 79%. So it's not something I'd want to do too much on this particular computer. And then we can transition back to my Logitech camera. And you can get as many cameras as you have CPU for, actually. And I can do just a fast cut back and forth, or do the little slower transition. And still logging about 78% on the CPU. So not too bad. Okay, so we know that works. And now I'll clear this camera and go back to the original camera. Alright, now you can also do a playlist. Let me see here. Yeah, Drake asked if I was on live on Justin TV. I did. I was a live caster for many years there. And although I haven't been on there for quite a while, since they basically switched Justin TV to Twitch TV to get all the gamers on there, I haven't been broadcasting there. But people are still logging into my my page even after all the time I've been absent. I think the latest viewer count is something like 3 point something million views on that Justin TV. And my screen name was KQ4YM, which is my ham radio call sign on Justin TV. So 3 million people, over 3 million people have watched that silly thing. And I was on there every day for several years. About the only thing I got out of that was notoriety. And Justin sent me a little backpack with one of those little water bottle things in it. Logitech camera, a little cheapy camera, a bunch of little decals, Justin TV decals, some T-shirts. But it was a lot of fun. I think there's a couple thousand people that regularly followed that channel. And then when it changed into gaming, I'm not much of a gamer, so didn't really do much after that. But they are still going big guns on gaming. Although, speaking of gaming, on the YouTube live channels now, you've got youtube.com/live. They have several categories now of live broadcasts like this one. One of the categories is, I'm thinking World of Warcraft 2, perhaps. But they have a separate category where they've apparently received permission from the publisher of the game for people to do live video of gaming. So for all you gamer folks, you can tune into your YouTube live channels and see that. And some people are speculating that may take over Justin TV's little niche of, or Twitch TV's niche of gamers. Although they've been doing that for so long now, I don't know how easy it would be to compete with them. But at least YouTube Live now has live video gaming for that one particular game. I guess the thing is there's a copyright issue that you really need to get permission from the gaming company to broadcast your stuff live like that. And Drake says he has Time Warner cable, and I have what did I say? I have CenturyLink, which used to be Sprint, and all these things change over. And Sprint, I think, wants to be taken over by Time Warner. I think that's the latest thing, and they're trying to get permission from the authorities for Time Warner. I think it's Time Warner to take over Sprint. And the debate would be whether that would be beneficial or not. And I tend to think the less competition, not so good for the consumer, because there's already very few internet providers out there. So anyway, so they're trying to get permission to become even bigger so they can make bigger profits off of all of us. Okay, back to ManyCam. All right, now another thing you can do on ManyCam is there's a what they call a playlist. So I can take, say, my picture of the horse there, and then I can, let's see if I can find, okay, now it should be, it's set, I think, to play each picture for 30 seconds, and you can set the timing. But if I have guessed this correctly, after about 30 seconds, it'll change to a new picture. So you can put as many pictures as you want in there. You can put videos, any kind of graphics, and it'll just continually change. Okay, there it changed. Changed to Mr. Squirrel eating his peanut out in my backyard. And you can see a little hammock there in the background. And I have seen the squirrels playing on the hammock. It seems like they're playing. They'll walk across the hammock and it'll kind of sway back and forth. Of course, that's probably my imagination. They're probably not playing. They're just looking for something to eat. But it looks kind of cute when they get on top of the thing and just sway back and forth. Again, then just switch to squirrel photo number 2, which I managed to take a picture of when he was sitting on my knee not too long ago. So ManyCam, a kind of versatile, and it's a free program, although they have a premium one that allows you to do even more fancy stuff. Alright, and it should be switching to number 3 picture of this squirrel there. And I'm thinking this thing will repeat over and over, although there's a button I can press to turn off the looping. But the last time I tried it did not seem to work. Let's see if it does turn off or not here, because I'm thinking it's broken. It just keeps looping. And then there's a button you can do for shuffle, so it can just randomly pick your video and audio stuff to show. And then remember, you can move this stuff all around here. So you can move it up there, you can move it down here, you can resize it. So that's all pretty cool stuff. Alright, now see if it loops or not. Yeah, it did not loop. Okay, that's good. So it actually stopped right where I wanted it to stop. Okay, now let's see. There's and you can put audio clips in here. Okay, so I have loaded a. Drake says, "Wow." Which part of the what was the wow factor, Drake? Me or the squirrel? Drake said, "Wow." Drake used to go on Stickcam. Yeah, I've been on all of them. I've been on Stickcam. And one of them closed up shop. Was it Stickcam that closed up shop recently? Because there was one of them. I used to have some videos embedded on my website, and then all of a sudden they weren't working. And then I, discovered that the website had gone down, so they were no longer playing as an embedded video. I was thinking it was Stickcam, but can't remember. But a couple of those video sites have gone to video heaven in recent years, I've noticed. Not able to make any money, presumably. Okay, now on the audio playlist, I have put I wrote a little song about the squirrels some time ago, and I put it into the ManyCam audio playlist. Now, I have cranked up the sound because it's supposed to play through what they call the system sound, so it's playing through the computer. But I don't think what I think it's doing is it's playing through the system okay, but it's playing through the speakers. So the only way you'd hear it, I think, is through my speakers, and it'd have to be picked up by this microphone. So let me just play it and see if that's the case. I think that's the case. Okay, now I think nothing's playing because I got my headphones in. Okay, now if my guess is right, you didn't hear anything because I had my headphones. So here's without the headphones. Okay, now I'm guessing that went. It keeps repeating, and I'm guessing that one came through the laptop speakers and into the microphone is my best guess. I was trying to find I was hoping they had a way that I could play the audio right through the sound card and directly into the broadcast, but I don't think that's going to work. And as Vinny well knows, I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out good ways to do that without buying all kinds of patch cords and stuff. Okay, so anyway, so that is semi-good. The bad thing is you got to have the laptop speakers mic to hear the music. And I prefer it just to be automatically going through. Okay, let's see what else here we got. They've got a text thing where you can put text on your video. I haven't played around with that lately. And you actually could show a ManyCam logo down there as one of their little options. And you can do a horizontal scrolling, although I'm not sure that logo will scroll. Okay, let me see here. Oh, okay, alright, so here's our scrolling, except I spelled it wrong, didn't I? Scrolling text for your dancing pleasure. Okay, now that'll scroll across the screen. Let me get rid of the ManyCam logo. Alright, so you can get that scrolling across. You can change the font. You can change the opacity, which is a fancy word for being able to see through it. So there, I'm changing that live on the fly. Change the font to, well, let's say you want to get a bigger font. Okay, we'll do a little bigger font. Yeah, so you got that scrolling across. And you could even do a vertical scrolling, although unless you got a smaller thing, that might not be readable unless you're a speed reader. So I'll go back to the horizontal scrolling. And you've got a drawing feature. So if you wanted to draw on your screen there, and I'm not sure if you're seeing the little pencil on the video coming through to you, but there's a little pencil here, and then I can, draw pictures and stuff. And then theoretically I can erase it using the eraser thing. And now I can't erase it. Let me see. Okay, I can clear all. That should do it. Yeah, that's the easiest way. Yeah, just clear all. Okay, then you've got a little clock. If you wanted to put a clock in there somewhere. Let's see here. How do I get it? Yeah, okay, so there's a little analog clock. And as you can see, it's 4:52 p.m. in Southwest Florida. Now, how do I clear that one if I want to clear it? No, okay, there we go. Right, you got different color clocks. You got a digital clock, 5:20. What's that say? Oh, 4:52. You can barely read it. So you got little clocks you can play with. Let's see what else here. Well, we're showing you the picture-in-a-picture mode. You can actually do a couple different picture-in-picture things. Here's one where you can add. Let's see. How do I do that? I have to go back to my image page here, wherever that is. I can't even remember what it's called. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like when I changed the little tabs on ManyCam, it erased all the pictures I had loaded. So I had some pictures loaded in the playlist. And it deleted. Okay, now like you could put your desktop in here. Okay, let's say I'll put area under cursor. Okay, so if I move my cursor around, so you can show people your desktop, for example. Okay, now if I go back to just one picture, we're back there. And then if you pay for their premium one, you can do like a split screen and a horizontally and a vertically and a 4 split screen. So it can get pretty fancy. You get rid of that scrolling text there. And then they got all kinds of effects. Let me see here. They've got some filters. So if you want to do a crazy alien filter, got that. So just pretend I'm from Mars and I'm coming to get you. So you got crazy filters. Yeah, ManyCam is free, or you can pay them for an upgraded premium version. Okay, let's change to a cartoonizer. And there's me in a cartoon. Oh, the squirrel's in cartoon too. Okay, that's pretty elaborate. Yeah, it's pretty good. It looks like a cartoon, doesn't it? And you can do the old movie look. Kind of that black and white. Notice how it like bounces up and down like an old 1920s movie. And then they got something called electricity. So you get those little things like static electricity or something weird in there. Okay, let's see here. We got so that's filters. You got distortions. So if you want to do like a mirror effect, oh, that's pretty cool. It does the squirrel mirrored also. Alright, and let's say you want to do a distorted. So you could do a distortion like that. You can do a shrink. Yeah, that's a weird. So it shrinks part of it, so you got like a giant head in a small thing. Okay, how about snow for you guys up north? It's 80 degrees here, but it's snowing. It seems to be snowing. And notice how the snow will capture, or it'll land on things and just stay there. So it's like staying on my earphone cord. Oh, and there's Mr. Bennett. Hello, Ian. Mr. Ian Bennett from the borough of Greenwich in London. Okay, so there's our snow effect. How about a little fire? We're burning up, aren't we? Yeah, whenever there's movement. So I can have like my hand burning. Look at that. Or a finger burning. It's good if you're a smoker and you don't have a lighter, huh? Okay, and then a little flame down at the bottom. Little flames coming up, keeping you warm. And how about a water distortion? So it kind of looks like you're kind of underwater. You're swimming along into water, doing this breaststroke. Okay, so that's what they call the distortions. And they have, let me see, what they call overlays. I think these just overlay the whole screen, as I recall. Yeah, so if you want to do a TV test pattern, TV test thing. Okay, so that's overlays. They got borders. So let's say you want a little Thanksgiving theme here. So you put your little pumpkins and stuff around the borders. And then they've got inside the mouth. Okay. And objects. What is objects? Oh, yeah, I can't do it quite yet because what it does is it puts you like inside a bear mask or a cow